AI coaching and the ones that should benefit the most from AI coaching should be, in theory, the intermediates, the one in the middle, the vast majority of drivers basically. But what you hear online and what happens in actual practice can be a completely different thing, and I feel like right now everyone and their cousins is launching a new AI coaching or a new AI website, which is the buzzword of the year. They all work in a similar way. The software records your telemetry, your speed, braking, throttle, steering, your lap times, and then compares it against a reference lap from a faster driver. But is it done in the same conditions in you with the same setup, the exact same temperatures, the exact same brake bias? A lot of variability there, but nevertheless, it highlights where you're losing most of your time and gives you feedback either through overlays, post-session reports, or just talking with you while you're driving. But when you strip away the marketing, what most of these AI coaches are doing is basically to read telemetry out loud. You'll hear things like brake a little bit later in this corner, turn 20 meters earlier, or press the throttle more aggressively on the exit. It's basically comparing your telemetry with a reference lap, and if you were to do this on your own after your session, you could arrive to the same conclusions because it doesn't tell you the why, it tells you just what happened based on the telemetry data. So where it does add value is for drivers who don't have time, patience, or know-how to dive into telemetry, because for them it's like having a translator. Now, getting back to this graph again, if you're a beginner, I believe an AI coach will be a really good tool for you because you will instantly know that you're braking way too early, way too late. You will know that you're doing a lot of things inefficiently, and in all honesty, it happens at the beginning. You will be 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. So being able to understand this on the go with an AI coach and a tool like this is pretty good. You also don't know a lot about telemetry, so being able to see the pretty graphs there as you drive, comparing with the reference lab, is gonna help you improve by a lot. I'm pretty sure that most of beginners will shave a couple of seconds off their lap times if you're really beginners by using an AI coach. I think it's a great convenience tool. And for elite drivers, I feel like it's almost the same thing, where the AI platform can really help them to a certain degree, because these are the guys that can track back root cause. So they only need to know what's the limit. If they understand that, okay, another driver is driving the entries harder than what I'm driving, they will start to think about ways for them to push more speed. The only reason they were not pushing that speed in the corner was because they might be thinking that, okay, I was already at the limit. But once they understand that, okay, I'm not at the limit, they will start to fix it. So for them, it might work. But you see all these drivers here in the middle, 60 to 70%. I don't agree with the idea that an AI tool will help these drivers really understand what's going on, because these are the guys that they really need to understand the root cause. The AI tips for most of these drivers will only create what I call patchwork driving. They fix one corner the AI pointed out, but they do it mechanically, without grasping the underlying principle, and next lap, the same weakness show up in another corner. And because the AI doesn't explain the why, they never really connect the dots. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against AI at all, even though some people might say that of course you're a sim racing coach, you won't make a positive video about AI coaching. But that's not the gist of this video. I hope you're able to see past it. In fact, I think for some people, AI coaching might be the perfect tool. It's way cheaper than working with a real coach, and that alone makes it pretty amazing. It's also convenient at times. I'm a software developer myself, and I use AI every day in my workflow, so I know firsthand how powerful it can be. But even in programming, a field where AI is much more mature, there are still plenty of limitations, and in sim racing, I just don't see how it's gonna be a magic pill. I coach drivers every single week, and even with years of experience, there are sessions where it takes me a long time to figure out the root cause of a mistake. So, of course, it's a tool as many others, but the marketing can sometimes be misleading. And even though these AI companies absolutely deserves to have clients in the sim racing space, most of the videos you'll find on YouTube about them are sponsored. While the creators are usually as honest as they can be, I still think there's a bit of subjectivity there that can make it seem like AI coaching works for almost everyone. In my humble opinion, it's actually the other way around. AI coaching is amazing for absolute beginners because they can instantly tell if they're doing a big mistake. And it's also surprisingly useful for elite drivers because they can put those tips into context, find out the root cause, and improve a little bit faster. It's a convenience tool for them since they already know how to read telemetry. But for the middle group, who really don't have yet those understandings, it's just telemetry in voice. If they already know how to compare telemetry, then it's pretty much the same thing for them. That's just my 2 cents on the matter, and this is the reason I wanted to make this video. So feel free to agree or disagree down in the comments. I love to hear your perspective. Thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.